Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. Warmly welcome to all of you with another important training related to Aramco training series. It's all about EHR, electrical hazard recognition, and this training is becoming more and more important, same like WPR, work permit receiver. So whoever is directly or indirectly helping or having some maintenance or repairing or commissioning or installation projects related to electrical systems, this training surely you have to get, and then that would help you, especially to serve a Aramco network. You are a contractor or you are a subcontractor. Your electrical team must be trained in EHR. So this training we are already providing to several contractors of Aramco, and the purpose to upload this training is today is just to make sure maximum audience locally and globally they should have an idea how Aramco is taking care of their direct or indirect employees or all the stakeholders by implementing the several sort of initiatives, especially in electrical safety management systems. And this electrical hazard recognition uh, is having some sort of module, same like we have in work permit receiver as a WPR. Here also as a EHR, also three modules we'll be talking about, like how you're going to be capable to identify arc flash hazard and control, and most importantly, the arc flash protection and PP selection, which is critically important. And number three module, or book number three, in other words, is all about safe electrical work practices and procedures. So all we will be talking in line with the Aramco requirements, expectations, and the ultimate goal of Aramco is just to ensure safety everywhere within their territory, whatever projects are happening, maybe a residential compounds, maybe some rig sites, oil refineries, gas oil separation plants, or they have master gas plants, some of the projects, because plenty of uh, gas projects are happening through Aramco. The reason is the energy need is becoming more and more crucial for Saudi economy also. Under 2030 vision, a lot of new industries are uh, opening, and all those companies, of course, need plenty of energy, in shape of gas, electricity, of several sort of other energies are there, which we normally discuss in several other trainings. But here, our focus would be these three modules, like identify arc flash hazard and control, arc flash protection and PP selection, and safe electrical work practices and procedures. So let's start with the module number 1.1, identify arc flash hazard and control. And humble request, as usual, if you are new to our training zone channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Like me, I'm sure you will also be learning a lot. And this is kind of our daily learning club, already being watched in more than 60 countries. So millions of viewers are there. Of course, subscribers, we have more than 43,000 now, and that's the reason, that's the motivation, encouraging me to invest more time and energy and to make this training zone more beneficial and value added kind of platform, for the global community also, not only for the Saudi community, even for the global community. So the terminal objective of this training is quite straightforward. In module 1.1, you have to be capable to state the art flash hazards and controls, especially to prevent. As I always mention, prevention is better than cure, right? So, but how are we going to prevent from arc flash in the workplace and identify the causes of electric shock? Here, I have a question for you. What's your understanding? What is arc flash? Can you write in the comment what is arc flash? How do you like describe or have some sort of perception in your mind? Please highlight in the comment what is arc flash. No, there is another module 1.2, the terminal objective. Again, we'll be talking about arc flash protection practices and how we're gonna select the correct PPs to keep our workforces safe from arc flash. And the number three module, the terminal objective, is all about state safe electrical work practices and procedures. So let's talk about arc flash hazards. As I asked you, what is arc flash? So here is some sort of easy understanding as per Aramco guidelines. It's kind of a dangerous condition associated with the release of energy caused by an electric arc. And an arc flash hazard may exist when energized electrical conductors or circuit parts are exposed, or when they are within the equipment and are guarded or in closed condition, provided a person is interacting with the equipment in such a manner that it could cause an arc flash or electrical arc. No, over the past 10 years, plenty of arc flash incidents are happening globally, and the same way the challenges are in Aramco also. That's why Aramco is putting more focus and making us more serious that we have to. The reason is everything is reversible, but a life is irreversible. So to save lives, to keep our people safe, to avoid or to ensure zero accident club or zero harm to our people. Of course, the aim is very straightforward that we have to raise awareness and especially specific, related to arc flash hazards. And there is a GI 2.721 general instruction of Aramco, which defines arc flash incidence energy levels, even warning sign and associated PPR, and introduces some of the safe work practices to prevent arc flash tragedies from happening again. And look at the picture. It's just a sudden abrupt energy. In other words, for easy understanding, we can say kind of energy which is uncontrolled once released, and only thing is you have to be proactive. As I always mention, there is only two approaches to perform any activity or process or leading any industry. Either you have to be proactive or reactive. Some people, they wait for the accidents and then they learn from those accidents and then they take some corrective preventive actions. But the best strategy is before any incident happened, how you are performing risk assessment, job safety analysis, job hazard analysis, in other words, plenty of several other studies, especially related to electrical systems, and how you are identifying electrical hazards, especially arc flash and arc glass. The arc flash definition, since I asked you earlier, also a rapid release of electrical energy due to an arcing fault between electrical phases, neutral or ground, resulting in a plasma arc through the adjacent surrounding air. An arc flash is sometimes inappropriately called a flashover. So look at the picture like figure 2 arc flash. You can have an understanding how it can directly. Here now the question is, if you observe this picture, what is coming in your mind? What could be the possible root causes, like any sort of uh, humidity factors, or you believe maybe the some sort of breakers were not qualitative, or maybe loose connections. Whatsoever the possible reasons are there, the root causes are there. Of course, we have to identify, but much better is be proactive rather than wait for such incidents and then you're gonna take plenty of actions. Arc flash is also a traveling current of heat, light, and a pressure wave in the workplace. An arc flash can be deadly. Yes, it's kind of a deadly monster. It can happen anywhere you find energized electrical equipment or conductors. Plenty of activities sometimes we are bound to do near to live electrical systems, and even sky lightning is another challenge for us. But yes, we have solutions. We try our level best to design electrical safety system in a way that can keep us prevented from several sort of arc flash or arc blast kind of issues. Now look at another picture. It's kind of a massive energy discharge of an arc flash burns. The bus bars even vaporizes the copper, causing radiant heat, intense light, and sound blast. Tremendous pressure waves could be there. So if our workforce is not knowledgeable, they are not using the right best practices or the right set of appropriate suitable personal protective equipment, their life would be in danger, and it would be really hard to get a second chance, you know. One more example, the art terminals can reach approximately, 35,400 that kind of temperatures. A fairy explosion devastate its spark, creating deadly shrapnel kind of, you know, displays. So there could be some sort of arc flash injuries as well, because wherever you're working, just keep an eye on, is there anything where you can be electrocuted, burned, or blinded, or might be injured because of this kind of hazards. So our workers, especially the workers, we call them affected employees, they must be knowledgeable, and ultimately they are the one going to work on those panels or substations or nearby, any sort of live electrical systems. So that's why we truly need to make them educated. Now, how arts can be initiated by the following. So just bear in mind, there could be plenty of sources, maybe dust and impurities, because that's why we always need to make sure our panels, our all sort of electrical systems are dust free actually, and we should seal in a way and design in a way that the dust cannot prevail and cannot enter into the systems. Even corrosion is another, like any part of the any sort of actually, including the conductor or panel boards or the breakers or any metal which we are using inside or outside, must be free from any sort of rust or corrosions, Now, condensation is another, like liquid, s- uh, different kind of vapors may cause tracking to the surface insulated materials, even spark discharge, dropping tools, over voltage, and failure of insulating materials. So these are some of the sources. Because of that, we can get some arcs, Now, if it's happen, what are the injuries because of arc flash? So very straightforward, the burns, blindness, shrapnel kind of wounds, even blast lungs injury, hearing damage, pressure waves injuries. So it's directly demolishing a guy, it's very dangerous. You can see in the picture, and that's why I always encourage be proactive. Even though even getting be proactive still will not guarantee that you will be always 100% safe. But yes, imagine if you don't try 100%, then already 100% safety is somewhat we believe is not possible. But at least we as a team, a team of professionals or uh, our workforces, whatever job we have dedicated to them, they must be knowledgeable and competent enough and try our level best to uh, keep our forces safe from these kind of injuries. There are some sort of general electrical hazards. Look at the pictures, because sometimes we are bound to work or operate near to electrical equipments, and that may be energized. You must always be aware of electrical hazards. These are some of the effects of electrical shocks. 1 or less milliamperes, no sensations you're gonna feel, probably not even felt. But once the milliamperes are 1 to 8, shock can be felt, but not very painful. 8 to 15, painful shock gonna be there. So individual can let go because muscular control is not lost. 15 to 20 is becoming more. So we have some sort of 1 to 200 milliamperes. We can say it's a non-lethal range, and lethal range is over 200. But 20 to 50 is painful and even severe. Muscular contraction is going to happen. It can't let go. 50 to 200 possible, ventricular fibrillation or heart condition, even that result in death. No non-emergency remedy available on the job. Muscular contraction and nerve damage going to happen. Over 200, severe burns and severe muscular contraction. So severe that chest muscles clamp heart and stop it for the duration of the shock. So this slide is very much important. You can take a screenshot and or don't move on to the next slide until you understand what can go wrong and how terrible it could be. in shape of milliamperes, if there is any electric shocks. Look at the picture also. Now, let's start with the module 2. 1.2 is our flash protection and PP selection. Very much important module, of course. In this first part of this module, you will learn how to identify arc flash electrical shock protection boundaries. You will also learn how to identify qualified and unqualified workers. That's why Aramco always looking for the competent one, the people who are trained, certified, competent one, experienced gentlemen. That's why there is a criteria always that the person should be 3 years experience or 5 years or 10 years, according to the job nature. And finally, you will learn how to interpret arc flash warning signs and select the correct arc flash PPs. Look at this picture, how the person, wear the PPs and just to ensure his safety. There are protection boundaries. It's quite straightforward, self-explanatory. We have arc flash boundary. Okay. We have, first of all, let's start from here. Expose energized conductor or circuit board. We have limited approach boundary and we have limited space even. Restricted approach boundary. No one should go into that area for sure. Restricted space. Okay. So bear in mind, without best safety practices related to electrical safety systems, we cannot allow our people to move inside. That's why training, and both are, then the development gonna happen, and both are reciprocal. This is just an example how the boundaries can be based on the calories per square meter can be defined. Even here, still a 200-degree burn, skin burn can happen. Now here I can have a question. What is the second degree burn? How you gonna define it? You can reply in the comment. There is a arc flash boundary and high risk shock. See the PPs level, here the PPs, and where we have a high risk of shock because the gentleman is directly getting exposed near to energized electrical equipment, how the PPs should be. And this is a restricted approach boundary for sure. Okay, this is another self-explanatory, we have to define carefully the line of fire, the boundary nobody should cross without proper permit, without proper PPs and the guidelines, of course, because in electrical systems, there must be a procedure. The procedure should be shared and training must be conducted. And then later on, periodic inspections for understanding or evaluating the effective implementation is also important. Now, in Aramco, all proponent must install arc flash and shock hazard warning labels. See the labels. If panel boards are there or switch boards or switch racks above 240 or 600 volts, all metal clad switch gear less than 38 kV. No, 1 kV is equal to how many volts? Can you reply in the comment, please? 1 kV is equal to how many volts? Low and high voltage motor control gear, ATS, VPN and control cabinets, even pad mounted SF6 switch gears or DC systems. There is, of course, the arc flash shock hazard warnings like incident energy level, calculated incident energy, arc flash protection boundary, PP is required, voltage shock hazard voltage, even limited approach boundary, restricted approach boundary, additional PPs are required. So you cannot allow people just to go on into those areas without proper preventive and corrective measures. Now, calculated incident energy range, calories per square meter. Square is like there is a level of danger as per the calories per square meter square, A, B, C. Okay. So above 40 is critically dangerous. In PP selection, understand the levels according to levels of ABC, like according to the calculated incident. Okay, guys. So the PP selection is critically important as per the levels. So we discussed in the previous slide. There are levels calculated based on the calories per square meter square. So caution, danger, or warning. All we need to decide according to the calculated incident energy range. And according to those levels, like arc flash levels, level A, level B, and C, or danger, we have to decide, the PP's requirements. Like if we take an example of level A, less than or equal to 1.2 calories per square meter, minimum PP's requirement, the arc rated clothing, long sleeve shirt and pant or coverall, 12 calories per square meter minimum, you know, and must be Aramco approved safety glasses, hard hat, footwear, hearing protection, and heavy duty leather gloves. These are the PP's requirements for level A. If the incident energy calculation is 1.2 calories per square meter square, so remember that it's very important information. The arc rated clothing, long sleeve shirt and pants are coverall, 12 calories per square meter square minimum, and all other PPs should also be Aramco approved. Now, if it is level B, like greater than 1.2 to 12 calories per square meter square, then all of the above plus, all of the above, whatever in level A required, all of the above plus what we need, arc rated face shield that covers the face, neck, and chin area, and arc rated black glove or an arc rated flash shoot hood, rubber insulated glove with leather protectors. So level B is, since it's more dangerous, so not only the PP the requirement mentioned in level A, there are some additional plus, that should also be added value if you are sending your guys to work under level B conditions. Now, level C is greater than 12 to 40 calories per square meter square. So we need arc rated clothing, long sleeve shirt and pants and cover or arc flash shoe, 40 calories per square meter minimum, arc rated arc flash shoe hood, arc rated gloves, arc rated hard hat liner, hearing protection, Aramco approved for the people like glasses, safety glasses, hard hat, and safety footwear. Danger zone starting from the critically terrible danger zone, greater than 40 calories per square meter. So danger energized work not allowed. Equipment must be placed in an electrically safer condition. Okay. So this slide is also very much important. You can take a screenshot and as I always request, don't move on to the next slide until you understand it uh, in all the way, 360 degree. See, for your further easy understanding, level A, how the PP seems like in level B because more dangerous area, and level C, look at the PPs, and all your fabric weight, everything is mentioned, and your procurement, your quality department and safety department all are working together to making sure they are buying the appropriate suitable PPs according to the nature of the job. So all specs are mentioned here, and that should be your quality, your procurement and safety department must be aware of all these things, whenever they are buying any PPs related to electrical systems. Now, this is another example. All same, right? Lightweight hood with ventilation, safety glasses, hearing protection, okay, rubber insulated gloves, lightweight bib and pants, leather protectors, even rubber safety boots. So you try your level best to have the PPs much suitable to face if there is any kind of still, after trying all the preventive measures, still if you believe something will happen, and that's why ultimately in hierarchy of control, the last part is the PPs. But before that, we have to work on engineering controls, administrative, and then we go to the PPs. Otherwise, even before engineering, we can go for elimination or isolation and all that, or substitution. No, according to the classes, there are rubber insulated gloves. If you are buying class 00, then the proof test voltage is 2500, mean maximum use voltage 500. Label color is there. If class 0 is the proof test voltage is 5000 and maximum use voltage is 1000. So it's right. Class 1 is 10,000. So according to the class and the proof test voltage, the more the voltage, the maximum use voltage as mentioned also, and the color is also highlighted. So according to this spec, you have to use the rubber insulated gloves here. Aramco is, we all are blessed that we have Aramco with 85 or 86 years experience, and almost they have done their job. Only thing is we have to increase our knowledge and make sure this knowledge is well implemented wherever we are working in our Aramco network, especially in electrical systems. So the last module of this training is all about the safe electrical work practices and procedures. Sometimes I say whatever we are performing in any company, it should be written somewhere, and those stories should be aligned with international standards or as per the global best practices, or even sometime the company claim we have already experienced, validated, verified a best practice, so they can be the inventor of those best practices. That's another understanding. Like Aramco learned from their own experience also a lot. That's why whenever we teach Aramco workforces, we always get their training materials and their sort of GIs or relevant kind of procedures and best practices. Now, in last module, there are further sub learning objectives. You like state and understand work permit conditions. Without work permit, there shouldn't be any work. How you're gonna lock out, tag out, like Lotto, and 1.3.3 is all about potential test and maintain safe distance, and state how to apply temporary and personal grounds and how to respond in electrical emergency. So these are five important areas we are going to discuss in module 3, which is the last one. Just a scenario when a breaker trips due to an overheated motor, an alarm sounds at the MCC. This alarm triggers a series of events to correct the situation now. First, operations contacts maintenance. The equipment is isolated, and a work permit issuer and receiver are identified, and a permit is issued. Then the equipment is locked and tagged out, tested for voltage presence, and grounds are applied. Finally, the faulty equipment is repaired. Locks, tags, and grounds are removed, and equipment is returned to service. Unfortunately, it is not always that easy. Often a problem, an incident, an arc flash incident can occur during the repairs of all required precautions are not in place or procedures are not followed properly. How you respond to an electrical emergency following all safety precautions and procedures is an important is your normal job activities. In this module, you will learn about work permit requirements, even LOTO procedures, and how you're going to respond in case of emergencies. Oh, we are not going to work in Aramco, especially in restricted areas, or even for restricted activities without a permit. And there is, I hope you have already an idea that there are four important permits at this stage, like cold work permit, hot work permit, or confined space entry permit, and even equipment opening line break. So four permits, and there is a radiation protection permit and some others also, but four are critically mandatory. That's why the WPR and the work permit issuers and work permit receivers all need to be get trained and certified, and it's a prerequisite requirement. You need to pass third party certification with 80% marks, then 90% marks in a Aramco exam, and then after the interview, Aramco can issue you and make you authorized as a work permit issuer or receiver. This is just an example of Lotto in isolation, how devices looks like, how the tag looks like. This is just an example in the picture. or you put lock. There is a potential testing available like multi-range voltage detector is a high potential tester, you know. But imagine if your company does not have it and you got trained. So bear in mind the knowledge, the information will not be valuable until you implement. Like if there is a multi-range voltage detector, so then make sure your company have it, you know. If they don't have, as an electrical engineer, as an electrician, as an electrical safety manager, or electrical department manager, please uh, raise a requisition that you need multi-range voltage detector, you know. Same with the noisy meter should also be there, because the noisy tester is another type of potential tester that works by emitting a sound when placed in the electrostatic field of a conductor. The audible signal alerts you of voltage that could be dangerous. It is used when applying grounds or to check overhead lines, substations, around switchgear, pad mounted transformers. Normally, it is used to by slipping it over the head of the standard hook stick, you know. Look at the picture actually. Okay. Safe distance is critically important according to the like nominal face to face. Uh, how much distance is required, especially for the vehicle and the employee. Okay. The more the voltage, the more the distance should be there related to the vehicles and the employee. And it's quite straightforwardly in inches and in centimeters. Same with the conditions referred to, kind of different levels like A and B, C and D. Clear working space should be there. It's all mentioned in inches also. So safe distance is also critically important. And as per GI 2.721 and PDI-30.0 is clearly highlighted, and it should be done after proper risk assessment. It's not like simply you define your rules and you barricade that area and that's it. You have to follow clearly the Aramco uh, requirements, you know, like condition A, how it seemed like, condition B, then condition C, expose live parts, even condition D, expose live parts on both sides, live. This is also live, but it's condition B. So make sure it's insulated. Then condition C, live and grounding also. If condition C is there, condition D, in both way we have live, but expose live parts on both sides of the workplace with the operator between them. Now, the power voltage levels, like a minimum, if it is 0 kV, I hope now you have understood what is kV, kilovolt, like, 1 kV is equal to 1000 volts. So 0 to 50,000 volts, if nominal voltage is 0.11 or 0.24 kV, so the absolute limit of approach is 3.1 meter or 10 feet. Then the voltage is increasing, the kVs are increasing, so you increase the distance also. The voltage kVs are increasing, again you increase the distance. So 350 to 500 kV, you increase, you go up to 25 feet and 7.6 meter. Absolute limit of approach for equipment working near energized power lines. Now, high potential testing is another, we call it HIPPOT testing also, to ensure that the barriers and warning signs must guarded expose like parts. And also, accordingly, we handle our tools and equipment, including the switchyard, like whatever the ladders we are using on those areas, we make sure, they are carried horizontally and below shoulder height through switchyards. Even the metal objects, machineries, vehicles, scaffolding, whenever we take these items to the switch guard ground, make sure, they all are safe. This is just another grounding of conductor or bus. How do we ground it up? And sometimes not only one point, even we have different points of grounding to make sure that we are safe all the way. Grounding or jumper cable, this is just an example. Grounding or jumper cables can be at least 208 WG, copper and capable of carrying greatest realization for the current, maximum anticipated time. Okay. So 15 cycle has 360 mean 25,000 amperes fault current, 15 cycle at 60 hertz. For grounding substation switch buses, at least for 0 AWG, copper must be used with grounding and test device. So all these things already your quality procurement and safety department already have made sure. And since you cannot buy such items out of Aramco network, whatever the approved vendors or suppliers are there, you have to buy from them, and they are already Aramco already approved them based on uh, they have evaluated them actually. That's why they have pre-qualification system for the vendors, and through this way we are getting a Aramco vendor idea. Now, cybersecurity certificate is another requirement. If any company needs a Aramco vendor ID, they must be cybersecurity certified first. Then they can apply for vendor ID. So in these two areas, we are also providing services here. Okay, so this is another use of substation ground grid, grounding primary neutral. These all items must be available actually in your stock, because this is kind of a personal protective ground cable assembly. But imagine if it is not available, so then it's a problem, right? Aramco have given some of the numbers. You have to learn how to report an emergency. Important thing is you have to tell the after call, the moment you call, you have to tell what is an emergency and describe the incident location, report injuries, if any, and give your name and badge number. Repeat the above information. Stay on the line until further instructed. We need to learn how to respond, how to help others, but don't do anything you're not trained for, authorized for. Okay. You must be familiar how to use fire extinguisher, how to operate, like pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the lever, and also sweep. There must be some sort of warning signs as per the standard arc flash and shock hazard. And you will see these kind of warning signs, especially on the panels, on different kind of systems. Training, and training. That's what Aramco is encouraging us, that all there must be a valid Saudi Aramco electrical hazard recognition certificate to perform any work on electrical equipment. That's why I'm telling, make sure you're all technicians, you're directly or indirectly, whoever is involved and going to work near to or higher than 240 voltage area, make sure they are trained for electrical hazard recognition training. Okay, so some of the further things, task perform on electrical equipment, there is a very straightforward criteria, like if panel boards or switch boards are there, and 240 voltage to up to 600 voltage. Hazard risk category is 2. Rubber gloves mandatory, insulated hand tools mandatory. The same way, different areas are mentioned. Switch gear motor, rubber, insulated gloves are mandatory, insulated. So this table is also helpful to make you aware if you are near to metal clad switchgear or equipment or rated 1 kV through 38 kV. So then the risk category is 2, 2, 3, 4. So all rubber insulating gloves, all four are mandatory, and insulated hand tools are mandatory only for outdoor disconnected switch operating, hot, book, stick operated. So this is some sort of criteria clearly mentioned. And I always encourage such information should be displayed on different notice boards, so people can, the workforce can uh, just refresh their knowledge whenever there is any confusion. So overall, the summary of this training is electrical workers are exposed to hazardous work situations, and they must know how to respond to emergencies, knowing what to do during an incident. Incident emergency is an important part of your job. This knowledge may one day save your life or that of co-worker. These are some of the references of this training, like GI 2.100 work from system, 6.001, uh, the notification requirements for incidents, and also lockout tag of 6.012, and safety requirements for electrical equipment from like IEC 61010 dash. That's why there is a zone 0, zone 1, 2, all are mentioned, in a way, and fire protected, explosion proof, fireproof, such equipments are being used. Even arc proof, IE guide for performing our flash hazard calculation. NFP is also helping us standard for electrical safety in the workplace, like NFPA 70E, and even portable, mobile, and special fixed firefighting equipment. Saudi Aramco engineering standards B19 is also helping. So these are the modules we discuss, identify arc flash hazard and control, protection and PPs, and best practice and procedures. Now, be ready for the exam. So there would be 15 questions, and I'll see who can give the right answers. You can take ballpoint and notepad and just let me see if you can give the right answer. Like, what is the primary purpose of electrical hazard recognition? To specify PP's requirement, to outline safe work procedures to protect personal electrical flash hazards, to define responsibilities of. Sometimes you're gonna feel that all four answers are correct, but only one, the most relevant one, is the right one. So make sure you choose that one, and you mention your answers like 1A or 1B or C, whatever you decided. Now, in the second question, same way you have to decide your right answer. I'm not going to speak anymore. I'll just share all 15 questions and let me see who can give the right answers after this training for sure. Since you have learned and listened a lot of information. All the best, guys, for the exam. I'm going to share the remaining 13 questions. So what is the definition of an arc flash? Four options are there. Choose your right answer. What is the minimum arc rated required for category 1? You remember there were categories to decide which PPs, which level of PPs are required. Question number 5. When working on electrical equipment, what must be ensured before starting work? Four options are given. What type of clothing is recommended for electrical workers? What is the purpose of supplement 2.721-1, like GI 2.721-1? What is required for tasks that involve electrical equipment operated at higher than 240 volts? So what level of PPs we need? Category 1 PPs or 2 or insulated fluids or arc flash? Who should remove locks and tags from equipment? Four answers are there. Choose your right one. What is the purpose of training and certification of electrical workers? Four answers are there, so choose the right one. What is the minimum voltage at which arc flash and shock hazard warning signs are required? 12. What type of PP is required for category 3 protection unit? What is the purpose of supplement 2.721 like GI, General Instruction 2.721-2? What is the benefit of wearing loose fitting FRC garments? Benefit of loose fitting FRC garments. Last question, what is the primary reference for electrical safety? The primary reference for electrical safety, because I showed you at the last slide where there were standard references. So choose your right answer. All the best, guys. So please share your answers if you believe your all 15 questions are right. So you got 100 out of 100. So you are genius. You are excellent, mashallah. So please subscribe, like, and share. I'm trying my level best to share the important full sort of training vlogs. So rather than just using 1 minute or 2 minutes videos, I know it's a bit of lengthy videos, but the people who are relevant, the subscribers or the followers or the viewers who knows this presentation or this training is important for them, of course they'll find the time, they'll plan the time. But don't move on. Every slide, every word sometime is important. So make sure you learn 360 degree and then move to the next slide. Thank you guys. Take care of yourself and please subscribe, like, and share. And if anybody asks you that he want to join Aramco network as a safety professional, so please refer trainings only. So you can also save your time. Thank you very much. So he can learn by himself day-to-day basis. Thank you guys.